about...
No, you're not. I will.
So, rough upbringing is the origin story of your habitual use of the noble lie. Fair enough, Joel, but is taking the fall for your brother's Mary Jane the same as mass murder? What do you say we debate that at my next dinner party? You can sit next to Loki and Negan.
But I'm doing a little better than my father did. And you know, when it's your turn, I hope you do a little better than me.
Logically, I know that Tony Dalton is not Pedro Pascal's father. Like, fundamentally, I know that. But in this 3 minutes of screen time, Tony Dalton absolutely stole this scene and convinced me he was Pedro Pascal's father. One cent off for this man who's doing a little better than his dad did. Having not one, but two different signs for Olympia beer when it barely justifies a rude doodle in a particularly poorly maintained toilet stall at a truck stop in Ohio.
I'll be
Lego is a famously versatile toy, and I guess options post-Fungus Among Us are limited, but this I would not recommend.
How'd you find them?
Searched the old homes out by Hoback.
I searched those homes.
Well, I know where to look because I'm a smuggler.
Implying that the end times will result in people hiding their Lego sets the way smugglers hide, well, whatever smugglers hide. Toilet paper? Is it still toilet paper?
You're,
I wasn't always this. I was a cop.
Oh, so you're saying you're more used to planting items rather than finding them. Okay, got it. Sawing, cutting, engraving. Sentimental mint?
Let's hope Seth bakes better than he spells.
Kids.
Used a Dremel to carve the, well, that's a rotary drill, or could be a saw depending on the tip, but actually it's a pretty versatile tool.
Episode has time for Joel to pitch his woodworking vlog.
No, I don't sing.
It's my f***ing birthday, man. Let's see what you got.
Ellie's immunity gets all the press, but her true superpower appears to be bullying much older people into doing things she wants them to do.
All my stolen missing parts.
This is the third time a character has played a guitar and sang in 6 episodes. I fear season 2 is just one more song away from being classified as a musical, which I do not want.
Well, that didn't suck.
Agreed. What does suck is Joel keeping quiet about being a ghostwriter for Pearl Jam. The song he just sang, Future Days, came out in 2013, a full 10 years into the supposed apocalypse. Unless we're saying Pearl Jam survived and is still putting out music, presumably on Sportify.
I see the way you look at him. I got a keen eye for these sort of things.
Joel does not, and should probably stick with Dremels and the tools he does understand.
Does anyone talk to you about the birds and the bees?
Oh, you mean dicks and vaginas?
Jesus.
Joel reacting as if Ellie said and
Is it real?
It's real. That one went up and back. Apollo 15, 1971.
unless he took her on a really long birthday walk, we can chalk up another occasion of Joel lying to Ellie. The Apollo 15 module isn't stored in Wyoming. It's in the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force in Dayton, Ohio.
Pick one.
There has got to be a better way to access these priceless relics of society other than with a rock through glass. A better way like leaving them the f*** alone springs to mind. Also, if Joel really loved Ellie, he would have had that helmet ready for her. I'm getting more and more convinced he deserved a bigger golf club.
You okay?
What could Ellie possibly be looking at? Oh, a cloud of symbolism, of course.
Maybe it's a good thing for you to have your own space. Just give me a few days and let me fix things up a little out there.
Yada yachting how Joel gets the precious post-apocalyptic supplies to create Ellie's ramshackle den. There is no way he has nearly enough Legos to afford this.
I'll grab my coat.
And a gun.
Thinking that Ellie needs to be reminded to bring a gun. I assume she has 6 on her at all times.
There's a little squirrel f***ing a big squirrel.
Weirdest how's the peeping ever.
Ellie, it's not safe. Go back.
I'm not your f***ing kid, Joel. I'm your partner. We stick together.
This works. I spy with my little eye an infected lurking in the bushes, or probably a member of the production team. Looks like Adam was named earlier in the episode purely so the show could f*** him and the horse he rode in on later.
We go back to the gate. They let Gail out, keeping her at a safe distance, of course, and I say goodbye.
The whole crux of this issue is Eugene just being selfish. Decades into the apocalypse, Eugene needs to just accept his deal and say goodbye here and now. Pretty sure entire cities fell just because people were doing sympathetic but stupid like this early on in the outbreak. However, Joel's being a dick too. You can kill a cordyceps with a single headshot, so it feels like the risk is pretty low for the sake of this poor bastard being able to see his wife one more time. Yes, this sin contradicts the previous sin. No one said this was fair, that I played by a rule book, until such time as it serves me to do so. Or not.
You're empty.
Nice try, Joel, but Agent Smith said that to Neo, not to Cypher. Also kind of weird that Joel didn't let loose as soon as Eugene reached for his weapon. Would have saved him at least 2 awkward conversations, too.
He has time. We tie him up and we bring him back.
Tying him up still leaves his mouth exposed, though. And that's kind of how the infected get you.
I'll start walking with him. We'll meet up with you. I promise.
Oof. And that's the moment Ellie realizes Joel is full of shit. He really should have said literally any other word or shut up and do as I say, kid. Oh, look, Ellie found them, even though Joel deliberately misled Eugene in order to kill him, and she's never been out on patrol before. That's awfully convenient. Not for Joel, but, you know, for the drama. There's Eugene, but what about Adam, Joel? What about his loved ones? He's probably still on that horse being, what about the horse?
He was brave, and he ended it himself.
Better hope they never take a look at the body, or Joel's going to have some awkward explaining to do regarding how Eugene contorted his way into shooting himself in the back of his own head with a hunting rifle.
That's not what happened. He begged to see you. He had time.
Allow me to make the death of your husband even more traumatic, Gail. Yes, I'm a piece of shit, but what's important is that we all know Joel is a bigger piece of shit.
I don't need your fucking help.
Forcing me to watch this exchange again without any new context or perspective. It's literally just the same clip we saw in episode 1 of the season. As if I haven't had 6 days between episodes to rewatch the episodes I do have and make insightful videos about them. Also, if you're going to show me the same scene again, I'm going to send Joel for wasting electricity on the space heater bullshit again. He is single-handedly re-f***ing the ozone layer.
What are you drinking?
Feeling the need to pregame your exposure of a mass murderer with beverage small talk.
And I don't want to ever hear about you taking me off patrol again.
Even though you and Dina should both be off patrol based on your conduct and insubordination to poor Kat and anyone you deem to be not cool.
Tell me what happened with the Fireflies.
Joel admits to it all, but he never once explains that if one injured man in his 50s managed to wipe them all out, they probably weren't long for this world anyway. I'm not saying it's okay.
Making a cure would have killed you.
And there's no guarantee it would have worked anyway. I struggle to believe Ellie's death would have meant anything in the end. Again, to clarify, I'm not saying it's okay.
Because I love you. In a way you can't understand.
I understand. I can't give Pascal an Emmy, but I can take this sin off, and honestly, it's just as valuable.
But if that day should come, if you should ever have one of your own, well then, I hope you do a little better than me.
The scene is perfect. Pedro and Bella are ripping my heart out, and the setup and callback to Joel's father in the opening scene is flawless. Almost makes me forget that he shot the unarmed doctor in the face.
I don't want to go.
Cake or death? Cake, please.
Used a Dremel to carve the, well, that's a rotary drill.
I know more than you.
Ignition sequence start.
I'm an alien! I'm an alien! Ludicrous speed! Go!
Don't come in! I'm naked!
If you love someone, you can always see their face.
Ignorance is bliss.
And then Joel shot him in the head.
I'm busting chops today. You can ask anybody.